Welcome back to the middle third. Another day, another episode. How are you, mate?
Well, I walked home from Suncorp and upset, man. The Dolphins, who we thought were going to be our saving grace, are disappointing. Titans put up a good showing against the Storm, and
Unlucky. Should have won it.
your Cows played well. Was pleased about that.
Yeah,
And the Broncos got the win 18-17 over the bye.
Did they? They actually managed to win it, did they? Oh, okay. What, did Reece Walsh have a blind, or did Ezra come off the bench and just brain it?
No, Tom Duffy kicked a 2-point field goal.
Oh.
We win 16. We were 16, kicked it 18-17 the win.
Well, okay. Well, mate, what? Okay, you've touched. Mate, there's lots happening. There is just lots happening. Obviously, we'll briefly touch on Origin from last Wednesday night, but plenty has happened since then as well. Just to really make it interesting. Your mate Michael Maguire's at it again. Like he just, as you mentioned, mate, read the room, pal. So we'll talk about him. Great news. Kurt Catewell over the Dutch has re-signed for another 12 months. So reward for another really good season from him. Zach Lomax has been thrown a pretty tidy deal by the Chiefs, by all reports. That's interesting.
Can that idiot go away? I'm sick of him.
Nah, he's after, mate. It comes down to, is he going to make more money out of playing at the Chiefs or playing for that R360 thing if it ever happens? So I reckon he's just about a certainty to go to the Chiefs.
That has literally gone. That has gone so quiet. It's not funny.
So the big news going around that Luai has been told by the Tigers, your services next year, pal, are not required. So he's off to the Eels. At the same day, the Eels announced an internal investigation. So there's plenty happening down there at Parramatta.
He's an absolute dead set clown. Considering, here with the bros, we're all together, we're a family, we're one unit. You know, all of the dribble.
Absolutely dribble. And one story that was out a couple of days ago it's gone quiet now, but really disappointing. It looks like Jamie Humphries, who was about to put pen to paper for over there at the Bears, a really good signing, has decided no, looks like he's going to stay with Wayne out there at the Bunny. So disappointing for Mel. But before we get into touch on those, mate, what caught your eye, mate? What happened? Tell me.
Two things actually. The first one being the debacle that was the Dolphins. Like, that's mate. Yeah. They could win it. They could win every game now, and I think that's like. I don't think they can come back from it. Just about now. I thought they could have come back from the last week's game, but this one, mate, they just. Oh, that was
mate, it was terrible. It was 66 blot. It's the blot, I think, is the real concern. They suddenly couldn't score any points. And I think it's the first time in 96 games or something at thereabouts that Jermaine Osako hadn't scored a point. So he's got a record that'll probably never be beaten. Scoring points in 96 consecutive games or whatever it is. So,
and they looked impotent. And the other thing, mate, was the young bloke, Dane Jennings, mate. The unluckiness of landing on Big Dom Young's
Metal Sprigs. Yeah.
Actually, yeah. And look, I'll give you a 3. Actually, mate. Dom Young got treated. He got beaten up by Frodo Baggins, otherwise known as Jai Gray.
I don't know, mate. Mate, I really don't. I'm not going to comment on it. I'm going to leave that one go. I'm definitely going to leave that one go. Look, for me, it's all about the bunker. Like, it's just, whether it's Origin or whether it's club games, the whole idea of the bunker, it was really about getting rid of the howler. Now, the mistake that's fairly obvious, they've made a wrong call, things like knock-ons and the like, and they just can't seem to get it right. They want to keep making excuses as to why, and it is just, it's a joke. What has to happen? I think you can't get rid of it. there's no way you can get rid of it because the scrutiny of the game's under now with all the 1,000 cameras anyway. It's like it's got to stay. You can't now get rid of it. But what has to happen is one person or three people, whoever will do the bunker team, the same people have to watch every single game, every single week. So at least the one thing you do get is a level of consistency because how they view the game and the rules. But to watch two double movements on the weekend. One was an obvious double movement that was awarded a try, and the other was an obvious try that was awarded a double movement. So, and the only ones that thought it wasn't was the bunker. Everybody else thought it was. They thought it was obvious. The howler. We're talking about Jack Howarth for the Storm, which ultimately cost the Titans huge, and obviously Reid Marnie, obviously the Cows game, which in the end didn't cost them, but it certainly shouldn't have made the game as close as what it was. So I don't know. I've got no idea. I've got no idea what the bunker's going to do. And then of course you go to Origin. Whoa. So we're at Origin now. Let's just rip the Band-Aid off and get this done.
So like I said, mate, when after game two, sorry, when I said I gave my little, it was hollow, it was weird, it was strange because the game should be wrapped up and we shouldn't have to go to a recital where something can happen is referee decides it or something happens and which was there was a decision, a number of decisions, and also we didn't show up. And then
which I think is concerning in the end because it gets another game at home that we just haven't turned up for. And in the past, no matter what team we've obviously had a history of having, on paper, sides that are nowhere near what the opposition are, but we turn up at home and they play out of their skin. Well, they haven't done that again at home. I don't know whether they just think it's going to happen for them at home. They started off really well the first, 5 or 10 minutes, and then it just went, then the mistakes came and they just didn't stop. And then, of course, they couldn't defend the mistakes at the end of the day. So I don't still understand a couple of Billy's decisions on his interchange, how he did things. But again, that didn't cost us. They just kept dropping the ball and missing tackles. So, which was, and New South Wales unfortunately deserved to win. Did Jack Bostock knock the ball on? Yes. Yeah, absolutely. So it absolutely shouldn't have been a try. In my view, Qatar, who was it that came through? Hudson Young came through with a shoulder, left his feet, hit Ponga in the head with his shoulder. It was 10 in the bin all day, every day. Club game, 10 in the bin.
Yeah.
Penalty sufficient. So straight away, from what happened in game one, it's done an entire 360 to what's happening now. So I think it's absolutely as clear as mud was said that in public, NRL supported their referee, Ashley Klein. Behind closed doors, Ashley, you got it wrong. Because there are more decisions that should have happened in game two and now in game three that nothing happened. Now, and then we can look at that other decision, which is Selwyn Cobbo. There were two schools of thought on that where Nathan Cleary stripped the ball. One, the tackle was complete. His arm came, the ball hit the ground. Player was touching him on the ground. Tackle over. So, and the other with the tackle with the other person still touching him, Nathan still strips the ball. So it's a two-man in the tackle strip. So either way, it was missed by everybody. Everybody missed it. And again, we got 3 or 4 plays later. New South Wales score really soft. From how Queensland defended, for the first 2 games of the series, you'd call that soft. Just open straight, dead set, open straight up. So, at the end of the day, I don't think they cost us the game because of the mistakes that Queensland made and continued to make all the way through. But I tell you what, it's just... And again, these are decisions that all the right decisions should have been made each and every time. There weren't 50-50 line ball calls. So quite comfortable to say what the decision was. So, and quite comfortable, the New South Wales Wombats are running around with their tongue firmly in their cheek going, oh, yeah, we need
and the
this.
greatness of Nathan Cleary, Artie, dominated Origin, finally.
What an overreaction. And then, of course, you got the side of the tournament. Like, I'm glad they found I'm glad they had a space for a couple of Queenslanders in there. Let's be really realistic. For 60 or 50 or 60 minutes of the first game, there wasn't, apart from Ethan Strange, there wasn't a player on that New South Wales side that would have made it. That's how bad they were in the first game. In the second game, again, nobody deserved to make it from New South Wales. That's how bad they were. And because they managed to win the third game, suddenly, players that only played one game for the series are in the team of the series. Like, they are dead set kidding themselves down south. And now Nathan has owned an Origin game. He now should be regarded as the greatest player of all time. Okay, all right. Look, one thing we know for sure is New South Wales aren't ever going to let go of this with Nathan. So give him enough chances in Origin. Eventually, he was going to have a reasonable game, and this is going to be the result. So the massive overreaction, as it is when they lose, is exactly the same when they win. You know, so
mate, they were all talking after that second game. Oh, maybe it's time for Nathan to get.
They wanted him gone, mate. They wanted him gone. Like, it's laughable, these clowns. They are laughable. You know, they eat their own down there, and then suddenly they win. Oh, wow. Oh, Laurie, we love you. And then Laurie, who was classless, shows some balls. That was, you want to see class, go watch Billy Slater's press conference. So that's class, not what Laurie Daly went on with. Now, did he cop a bit? Yeah, he did. Was it deserved? Oh, yes and no, but that comes with the terror. Like, you knew that coming in. That's what was going to happen. So go talk to your own state. So, yeah. Anyway, she's all done and dusted. Very interesting. And it's really hard. Who do we pick out at to play for the Australian side? We're still trying to work out who out of those two teams are playing for Australia and who's not, which is a whole other kettle of fish of trying to sort through that crap. Anyway, that's our Origin. Anything you want to say? You want to add anything?
Nah, we should have won.
Yeah, opportunities were there, mate. End of the day, should have won the first game.
I'm never going another one. I'm done. That's it. I think that's 2 or 3 in a row I've lost going to them in a row. I'm not going.
Well, I'm just never going to go with you. I'm going to make sure I'm never going to go with you, mate. But all right, so as we mentioned, great news for Kurt Capewell. Today he signed a 12-month extension with the Warriors. There's no doubt that Kurt's, he's got more games behind him than in front of him now. So, but his form's been fantastic since he's going over there. I still think you blokes should have never let him go in the first place. Dead set should have never let him go in the first place. He's just shown what that influence. One of the real influential players that are over there at the Warriors, and a real big reason why they're going as well as they are. So well done to Kurt Capewell. Some other signing news. Mitch Kenny is staying. They believe hasn't been released, but they believe till 2031 he's staying at the Panthers. So long term extension for him. So which I don't think is a great surprise. They're there, and as I mentioned, really disappointing for the poor old Bears. Is Jamie Humphries, who hadn't signed but had visited, and they reckon the signing was just what's going to happen. And he's now decided he's staying, so he's missed out on I'd say he's certainly a player with a bit of talent, and he's come on and would have been a good signing for him, but now he's gone as well. So
unless he's been told he's going to get the keys once Cody Walker off or leaves.
But Cody Walker, I wouldn't be. There was talk at one stage that Cody Walker had agreed to a 1-year extension, but still hasn't been signed or announced. And you ain't going to look at what he did 2 weeks ago to think that, mate. I don't think so. I dead set don't think so, Cody. He's just becoming a liability. So for them. But the real interesting one is obviously the human headline himself is out there again, and he gets headlines for everything apart from his football, and that's Jerome Luai.
Okay, I'm saying Nothing. You speak. I'm not speaking about this.
You sound like Phil Gould now, hey? I'm going to start calling you
No,
Gus. I'm
no,
going to start
I
calling you
can't
Gus.
because I can't. I just can't copy him.
I
I
can't
think
copy
he's
him either, but like, I think any team that signs Jerome Luai, I'm laughing at you because since he went to the Tigers, his form has been average at best. Average at best. So, did he perform like a $1.2 million player? No. He might have dragged a couple of extra players.
Says. Milford used to go bad. Milford was more useful than Jerome Luai was.
So, his form has been ordinary at best for them. Value for money, well, you might say he's dragged a few extra players there. Made that exciting. Well, yeah, well done. Congratulations. But it's just a human headline. And now they're saying they decided to let him go because he's got $3 million worth of endorsements of third-party deals over there with Papua New Guinea, and he's got to start doing them next year, which requires him to travel to Papua New Guinea several times to go and do them. So I don't know how that. Yeah, I don't know how that works. I know some haven't been signed, some have been signed off on, some have been. Look, as I say, I'm glad they love him over there in Papua New Guinea because I wouldn't have a bar of him. Just about every product I've seen his ugly mug on, I have stepped away from. As I say, he's one of the most divisive players in the competition, and he's no longer one of the best players in the competition if he ever was. So certainly, a couple of years ago, he was pretty good. He's won 4 rings for the Panthers. So congratulations and well done to that. He's won an Origin series.
I'm just saying that it's raining outside. I just sort of things that are really exciting.
Was it?
Talk about.
So, but I just think that,
mate, he's a human headline. It's what all he is.
So they'll get you get what you get over there in Chief Land. So yeah, good luck with that one. And if they think for 1 second that Jerome Luai is going to help Penrith, help Jason Riles and Penrith and the Eels, I should say, win games, yeah, good luck with that one. All right, now that we've got all that, all the news, all the fun stuff she's all done. Then I guess we should go have a break, have a drink, come back, and might do the wash up of round 19. Well, this middle third. We're back right after this. This middle third brought to you by Riverside. It's the wash up. That's right. All the action of round 19 of the NRL, and there was plenty of action. She all kicked off last Friday night. It was the Tigers and the Warriors down there at Campbelltown Sports Stadium. The Warriors, well, they blew them apart, 32 points to 6. They just absolutely destroyed them.
Yeah,
which is exactly what I expected.
Tigers jumped out early, and then
for the first 5 or 10 minutes, and then the Warriors just dominated up through the middle. Their power game just took over, so they just looked too good. Now their back rowers were certainly on fire. Halasima and Laban were both really good. James Fisher-Harris was on fire. So those forwards just absolutely dead set dominated. And they look, depending where they finish on the table and home games and all that sort of stuff, they're gonna prove quite some beating. If they get everything together and they can keep the side going. And I can't see Metcalf getting into the side. Barring injury, he's not getting the side. He's not going to get into the side. So I don't think Tamari Martin, the wheels aren't suddenly going to fall off. Because when the forwards are dominating so much, it just gives you so much time and space, and they're just taking advantage of that. Absolutely taking advantage of that. So, so well done to the Warriors. They're certainly looking the goods. But what happened here? What happened here at KO Stadium for the second time this year? I think they only play 2 or 3 games here a year, and it's 66 blot. Cronulla have beaten Redcliffe, the Dolphins.
They had a couple. They had no Nick Ora, no Brayley. And obviously the Dolphins rested Cobbo and Hammer.
And obviously, we know that
they're missing Katoa.
But Katoa's not going to stop 66 points.
No,
He's going to score you some.
they were, and considering defence, they were impotent, mate. They were shocking. They looked like they'd never played together. They looked like they were a grade below.
It's some good.
They looked disinterested.
They had some. Mate, they still rolled out a pretty reasonable side.
Mate, they did. 100% they did.
Yeah, so it's not like they rolled out they're missing 9 or 10 first graders, and that's what that side tells you. If you looked at that and go 66-10, week after Origin, look, they've obviously all their Origin players didn't back up, and they've got a couple of injuries and blah blah blah. Nah, they were not the same side. Well done, the Cronulla. That first half in particular, they just took them apart. Absolutely took them to the cleaners, and it's probably lucky a few of those players had to come back in from Origin because I think there were a couple of heads on the dead set on the chopping block there. And news actually broke today that I think just about everybody's favourite player for the Finns. What is his name now? I've lost his name now. It's just gone out of my head. Ray Stone. Looks like he's going to go to the Panthers on a year's deal. Why would you let him go? He costs you nothing. He dead set costs you nothing, and he just absolutely pulverises players. His defence and his effort is just second to none. I don't understand why you let him go.
Yeah, mate, really interesting one. Unless they realise there's a few players potentially going to leave, like Moses Leota, so they're trying to bring a bit of an enforcer back to stiffen them up a little bit.
Yeah, he's not really he's an enforcer, but he's bench, but he comes on for that sort of 20, 25 minutes and just belts people. He just smashes them. He's just absolutely smashes them. So I love watching him play. Absolutely love watching him play. Rolling along to Saturday, Doggies and the Raiders. I don't know what I get another one. Yeah, 40-16. 40-16. Steve, more than news out of this one is Stephen Crichton. He got injured in a pretty innocuous looking tackle. I know he's been named to play because you don't like him. Because you don't like him.
No, mate, I've seen him do shots, mate. I've seen him do shots and not get penalised from.
We've already seen that. Yeah, up the side. Yeah, we did said already seen that. But yeah, I think Ricky is saying that look, he knew this was coming. He's got all his players back, so he now anticipates they're going to go on a run. Is what Ricky believes. So they're going to have to, Ricky. I think you can afford to drop one game, and then you still need other sides in front of you to start losing games.
Correct.
So yeah, but in the end, the Raiders were way too good at Accor Stadium. Allianz, the big 300 celebration for Daniel Tupu, and the Roosters 28 beat the Eels 12.
The Eels, mate, the Eels put it to them early.
Yep.
Lucky Mark bombed a couple of tries as always, but he's set a couple up. Cost me a multi, the bastard.
He's another of those rocks and diamonds players. So of course, they don't talk anything about his mistakes that he makes.
Mate,
he only talks about the good stuff he does. So now that offload that he threw, the Hail Mary, the flick out the back,
outrageous.
Absolutely outrageous. Absolutely outrageous. You do that another 20 times and it will go anywhere but to the players' fans. So
you see the story from him today, actually, we didn't mention. He's knocked back the Wallabies and the Kangaroos.
Yeah, knocked them both back. He's going to go. I think he's already had an agreement in place to Japan because it's a pretty chunky deal that over there in Japan that he's got. So I think he signed that under the. He will go straight over there.
He will absolutely. He'll obliterate them over there.
Look, he wasn't obliterating sides on the rugby field when he was playing rugby.
But he's certainly got his tail up the way he's playing though now.
We'll see if he's playing certainly see if he's playing any better. I know Uncle Nick's keen to get him back. I don't know. I just I don't understand why he'd be so keen. You brought him in, you get things going, and he goes again. So, for the only thing at the moment rugby seem to have that is enticing to any player is the World Cup. Apart from that, they're not interested in. Most players aren't interested in going there. So, Well, anyway. Rabbitohs and the Knights. Look, this game, certainly a game of the first, was it 58?
No, it was 68 minutes.
68 minutes. It was all the Rabbits, and they just switched off. And the Knights almost got it.
The Knights literally bombed so many tries it wasn't funny
They
early
just
on. And so they should have been up by a mile. And how Dave Fafita should have been binned for his tackle of Marzu. I think so.
No, I don't know about that. I've seen it. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure on that one. I'm not saying he shouldn't have been, but look, he was only contact with his leg. So he got caught.
He slid in.
They all do it, mate. They all slide in with their knees. They do it every time. They do it when one of my hates is a player scores the try and a player just jumps and dives on top of them for no reason. Why? Well, why not? Well, maybe he needs to feel that skin on skin contact. I don't know. Why do it? I never did it. I didn't find it. Oh, the only time I ever did was trying to stop the try. Once the ball goes down, you don't worry. What's the point?
Yeah, I thought Marzu was on the ground. He slid directly with his knees into his glutes, but there was intent there. Sorry, it should have been. Yeah, but anyway,
I'm not saying no, but I'm not saying yes. I don't know. I don't know if it's binnable. I don't know if it's binnable.
Gagai again was absolutely deplorably bad.
Well, guess what, mate? You've got him.
Don't want to talk about it.
You've got him. How lucky are you, blokes?
I'm already dealing with all the current Broncos stuff going on. Okay.
Well, mate, it's your team, mate. It's your team.
I know.
Hey.
I know. I'm dealing with a lot at the moment. I said I came from the highest of highs. The highest of highs.
Poor little chicken, eh? You poor little chicken. How do you do it? Eh? How do you do it? Eh? Seriously. Moving along, 4 Points Park on Sunday afternoon. The Cowboys come home like a train and smack the Seagulls 19-18 with a Scott Drinkwater field goal in extra time. So I was watching this game. At times, the Cowboys were their own worst. So dumb.
Yeah, you were.
My God.
You both sides had a chance to put points on them. Both bombed at different times.
In the end, though, the back end of that game, Cowboys bashed them. If you watch it, they defensively bashed them.
Yeah, they did. But you've got a couple of strange ones. You've got Jackson Purdue, who's not a 5'8" wazoo.
Yeah. He's just filling in a gap.
You've got one of the top 3 Rocks and Diamonds players in Scott Drinkwater, who actually still didn't do a lot.
No, I wouldn't go. He didn't do a lot in that game. He certainly did a lot. He did a fair bit in that particular game.
And then
there's no doubt we've all said it, he is one of the best, if not the best, attacking fullbacks in the competition. When he's on. That's how good he is. It's unfortunate that he doesn't have the same aptitude towards defence.
Braden Burns, probably behind Marky Mark, would be just about the second most Rocks and Diamonds.
Yeah,
he gave away that penalty with a stupid push. That was just dumb. So
dumb.
And then he scored two, and he scores a good try. Like
a couple of tries, makes 1,000,000 metres. As I say, he came to the Cowboys, 2 years ago, and he was really a depth signing. That's what he was. His first year was mainly injury, but last year and now this year, he's certainly going on. If he gets that little bit of maybe he's one of these dopey players. If you get that crap out of his game, nothing else works either. You just got to put up with those couple of rocks and hope he just throws more diamonds at you. I don't know, but anyway, in the end, as I say, the Cowboys certainly thoroughly deserve. Apparently one of the best. They got one of the best records.
Quietly, you know who I reckon has? I'll go out on a limb. Has the worst golden point record if we got individual players.
Mm-hmm.
Jamal Fogarty. That's
the
at least
what?
I think worst individual worst golden point averages for individuals.
Yeah, well, Manny had one of the best. Do you want to know why Manny had one of the best golden point records?
Because Cherry Evans.
Cherry Evans.
Yeah, but now Jamal Fogarty, I know I think it's 3 this year he's lost in golden point.
Yeah, well, the Cowboys didn't give him a chance. They didn't get him a chance to get a shot away. So well done to the Cows. Then the Storm and the Titans. Look, Titans can blame themselves in early because they let the Storm get out to a lead, 18-6, before they clicked into gear, leveled it all up, and then, of course, the Storm get a late controversial try.
Yeah, but they got lucky with the game to try to get them back with the intercept too. So,
so they just got to tidy some stuff up. But news come out yesterday. Cameron Munster out 4 to 6 with a knee problem with his meniscus or something. And Jerome Hughes is now out. So I don't know why he's out. I missed that. Why he's out, but he's gone. So you got to think that is just about them. I don't know if it's long term or not. They're just about cooked because they've got to win pretty well every game. They might be able to drop one to get through, and without those two players, they ain't going to do that. Ain't going to happen. It's certainly not going to happen. So, yeah. Anyway, now I can't let this moment go. Very quickly, speaking about games, the one game we're going to review was Billy Walters' performance for the South Logan Magpies down there. And look, he should feel privileged because Madge went and watched him play. And Madge decided during the game, after South Logan had some injuries, that he wanted to give Carmichael Hunt his advice on how Carmichael should manage the South Logan Magpies. I thought was rather interesting. Very, very interesting. Have you seen the transcript of the conversation? This is hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. All right, so Madge wasn't happy that Billy Walters got shifted from 9 to 7. And this is apparently what Michael Maguire wants us to believe he said. Now, I should superimpose Michael Maguire's face on mine.
You're just as ugly.
I said, from his car, I said, hey, Kay, is there any way you might be able to get Bill back into 9? I'm keen to look at him for this week. And, of course, Kay said, no worries. Does anybody believe that shit? Seriously. Like, Broncos you clowns have got enough going on right now. All right? Enough going on right now. As I say, the Courier Mail is full of it. Some good, mostly bad, all shit. And then he wants to go and do this, knowing full well what the result's going to be. And then, of course, he gets the spin doctors out. No, that's not what happened. You know, I have an excellent relationship. They're all exceptional coaches. God, seriously, what is going on at Brisbane? Like, you win the comp, and the wheels don't just fall off. The axles come off. The motor has gone careering down the street. And Ezra's still sitting there steering the wheel.
I'm going to make a start. I reckon it'd have to be. Well, Raiders kind of fell off the cliff just as bad, but we at least won the comp, the minor premiers. But no,
they're at least in front of you on the comp.
I don't think a grand final winning team has fallen off as badly in my.
No, it hasn't. This is it. This is the worst.
But it started before. It started with Payne Haas.
No, it started. Oh, there were issues. Remember, right at the very start, there were issues with the World Club Challenge, and there were all problems.
Payne Haas, he signed in December with them, so it was before the World Club Challenge. So the World Club Challenge, it was Payne, World Club Challenge, start of the season, injury toll, Tio going, more Ezra Mam stuff, Karapani got the wheels off
twice,
Shibasaki losing his form. Adam Reynolds getting injured
again. Like, just goes on and on. Like,
can we skip? My brain is hurting, mate. Matt just give me the shits, big time. Okay. Do I think he's?
I remember. I'm going to find the conversation we had about you and me with Michael Maguire earlier this year. I'm going to find that.
I defended.
You defended him. Yeah, you defended him.
I did.
I was open-minded, but you actually defended him.
I defended him.
I just raised the question.
I've had it because, like, seriously, like, how dumb are you? the club has got, there is dead set fires everywhere, and you just seem to be throwing up.
We didn't even mention the Gordon Tallis thing either.
Yeah, and you're just throwing. He's just throwing incendiary devices off willy nilly.
More grenades. Just keep throwing them.
Like,
hey?
oh, I don't need it.
Just keep throwing them. Seriously, hey? Absolutely seriously.
And then then your side's going like bastards. Anyway, I'm frustrated in a big way. But is there light at the end of the tunnel? Maybe.
No, there's not yet. Yeah, it's called next year, mate. It's called next year. This is the middle third. We're back. He needs to have a Bex and a lie down, so we're going to be back in about an hour, I reckon. We're back right after this. This middle third, we're back. The soapboxes are out. They've dusted off the armchairs, and the experts, well, they're dead set in fine voice. They are. So now that Origin's over, everyone's doing it. We're doing it as well. Why not? But top 8, where are we at? Report card. It's the run home now. About 8 rounds to go until we hit finals. Some players are already gone. Some teams are going, and some, you never know what might happen. So we thought we'd do the Queensland teams rather than do every single side. Let's just have a look at the Queensland teams. They're the ones we're most interested in anyway. We're going to kick it in order of the table where they're sitting. So currently the Titans. Let's start off with the Titans and their run home. So Titans are currently sitting 16th on 14 points. Okay. Where are they going to end up? Now, these are the things we've got to keep in mind. Okay, so the magic number you've got to get to make, they believe, is going to be 32 points. Okay, is where the top 8's going to be, somewhere around there. Once we take off our 6 points for buys, we're back with 26 points. 26 points essentially is 13 wins we've got to get to. We've got to sort of get to, so there or thereabouts. Titans run home. Sea Eagles. Do they beat the Sea Eagles?
No.
Okay. Then they got the Dragons. I'd say that's a winnable game.
Yeah,
it's a winnable game. Yep, that's a winnable game. They play the Warriors at home.
No.
Well, I think no. They play the Cowboys at home.
No.
They play the Knights away down there at McDonald Jones.
Nah, no.
Sharks at home.
No.
Rabbitohs at home.
No.
And lucky last is the Dolphins at home.
I'll say no, but mate, that may change.
So they're going to finish on. I think they've got one more bye to go as well, off the top of my head. So they're going to finish on 16 points. Okay. Which would be good enough for second last. Maybe third last if they snaffle another win. All right, let's go to the Cowboys. Brisbane, you blokes. Currently coming 14th on 16 points. Hey, don't you love this, hey? So, they reckon the chance you've got to make in the top 8 is 0.3 of 1%, which isn't good. No chance in the top 4. No chance of winning the minor premiership. So, your remaining games. Got some toughies in here. Tell me what you think, mate. So, you've got to play the Panthers this weekend.
No.
You got the Cowboys 2 weeks' time.
Flip a coin.
You tell me. Look, I'm going to say the Cowboys are going to win that. Of course, it's a derby.
Where is it?
Up there.
Do we get anyone? We will have anyone more back.
No, you're just about full strength now. You're just about as good as you can get.
I'll say we'll win that.
You'll say you'll win that. Okay. All right. Okay. Fair enough. All right. What do you got next? Knights at home.
Yeah, we'll win that.
I should probably agree. I think you might win that one too. Maybe. Dolphins away.
Well, mate, that's rocks and diamonds. I'll say we'll win that, but
jeez, give yourself 2 wins.
If Katoa doesn't play, we win. If he does play, could be anyway.
Well, that's about when he's due back around that time. Warriors at home.
No.
Raiders away.
Yes.
Storm at home.
No.
Bulldogs away.
Yes.
1, 2, 3. You're going to win another 5 games. Gee, you are going to be the most positive Broncos supporter I know.
No, but out of that, if you listen, I also said 2 or 3 of them are 50-50. So I was giving you a straight answer. So
yeah, that's well done. You're straight. You didn't sit on the fence. I like it. Well done. I know that you're going to lead in a way. You're going to lean to support your team. Oh, you can't help stupidity for some people. It just shows. You've just absolutely. I haven't got to my team yet. I haven't done my team yet. I'm letting you do this. This is your section. I'm just narrating it. Okay, that's all I'm doing.
It's painful.
Cowboys next. Currently coming 8th. Currently. Let's roll up to the Cows and their run home in my prep work that I've done here. So, chances of finishing in the top 8, 76.6%. Chance of finishing in the top 4, 7%. I think we'll win everything for that to happen. Chance of winning the minor premiership can't happen. No surprises there. All right. Remaining games. Dolphins away.
Cowboys.
On the Cows. The Cows are going to win the first one. All right. Broncos at home. Well, that's a loss because you said the Broncos are going to win that, so it's a loss. Roosters at home.
Well, mate, that's a toughie. If you get a few wins and start rolling, you go all right. That's your thing. If when you play shit, you play shit for ages, and I know
they do that.
Rolling, you get rolling. I'm gonna go the Cows.
Yeah, Cows to beat the Roosters. Titans away down there at down the Goldie.
Could be a game you actually lose this one, but I'll tip the Cows.
Well, you've already tipped the Titans to lose that one, so you had to technically do that anyway. Eels playing the Eels away.
You win that.
Tigers at home.
You win that.
And Raiders at home.
As I said, the Raiders are in a tricky spot because they're at a point now that if they go on a roll, they're going to be the sort of pain in the ass team as well. If they get their tails up, but I'll say you win that.
Okay, and we've got a bye to finish off. So you've got us winning 6 of our last. Oh, there we go, 6 of our last 7 games. So going to come in. That's going to push us right up. Right, well, 6, what's that, 6, 24 points, 12, 36, 38 points. So, which will push us, on the brink of the 4, if that was to happen. Won't quite get into the 4, I don't think, brink of the 4.
Especially, you've done all this without Dearden, so that's where the plus is. See, that's where the Dolphins need to be. The Dolphins, all they got to be doing is play decent football without Katoa, and it leaves them in great stead. This is every year something happens to the Dolphins and the back end, they fall off badly.
Yeah. So we thought this year they weren't going to fall, and it didn't look like they were going to fall off until Katoa got injured.
Yeah, so anyway.
And then it's all gone, you know what. All right, now, let's finish off with the Finns, currently 24 points, currently, as we go through. So they've got the Cows, so you're saying the Cows are going to win that, so they're going to lose that one.
Correct.
All right, then they got a bye. So they're going to beat the bye.
Win.
They got the Dragons, so you got to think they're going to win that. Then they got you blokes, so you've already tipped the Broncos to win that one.
Correct.
So you're either going to lose that.
Correct.
Sea Eagles away.
Loss.
Eels at home.
Once again, that's a real big Katoa on that. If he said 3 weeks, and that's 3 weeks away, so he's going to be close.
He'd be close to coming back by then. And
I'll say a loss because if he doesn't play, they lose. I think, but yeah.
Eels at home, which is Suncorp. And Roosters away.
Loss.
Titans away.
Whoa, Katoa will be back by then. Win.
So you got 3 wins. You get to pick up another 3 wins and the bye. Oh, that is in serious doubt. 32 points. So that is right on the edge. So maybe eighth. Maybe eighth for this. So you think there's still a chance. Look, I think they get Katoa back.
Some of those games that are close, he changes them. But
he's got to come. But he's not going to.
I just don't know how they've fallen off a side of such defensive resolve and the actual cattle they have to go into the absolute pile.
And let's not face in the depth they've got. They've got some of the
pile of poop that they've been playing is like.
Well, they were poor 2 weeks ago. And now and that came. Sorry, 3 weeks. I think it was 3 weeks ago, without Katoa, and then they've been really poor. But everything was poor. Well, it wasn't. No, you understand their attack going a bit. Should be go when you understand the attack went off a little bit, but it's their defence that's fallen off a cliff. So with absolutely zero resilience in around that. But with the derby this week against the Cows, I say they've got a good record. They won both last three against the Cowboys. So with the one in both Dolphins won both last year and earlier in the year, where they absolutely put the cleaners through the Cowboys. So they have to find a way to fix that. So going off that, we're going to have two Queensland teams in the top 8. So that'll be the first time that's happened since the grand final. No, not quite. Since about 2016, 2017, we've had two Queensland teams. So that'll be good. Just not the two teams we probably would have thought when we get there. So,
I think I had 3 Queensland teams. I think I had the Cows. In my 8, I think I had the Dolphins in, I had Broncos in, and I think I had the Cowboys 8th or 9th. So I think I had
Broncos in, and I had the Dolphins in, but I had the Cowboys coming 9th. So that's where I had them going off last year. And they still could finish 9th, the Cowboys, because their for and against is diabolically bad. So they got to win. They got to pick up a couple of, rather than win by 1 point. And I'll take the win every day of the week, but pick up a couple of reasonable wins just to help improve that for and against, because that might be the difference between picking up an extra win and getting in the 8 or not. It's just on your for and against, because it is heavily congested. So that 7th and 8th is going to be probably separated by for and against at the end of the day. I think the only side I think that's absolutely locked in is, I think Penrith, the wheels have got to fall off massively.
And the Warriors.
Oh, yeah, Penrith. I think Penrith locked almost for the minor premiership. They look pretty good. They look pretty good, but the Warriors top two. I think they're the two best teams running around, and I think the rest of I probably think a lot of that rest of that 8 is probably in the same sort of level, can all beat each other. So, be very interesting. Very interesting. All right, mate. Well done. Well done. We'll just see how that. We'll have to see how that sort of pans out. This is the middle third. We are back. Round 20 NRL all kicks off. For you blokes, Thursday night.
Does indeed.
Penrith and Brisbane down there at Combank Stadium. Well, you blokes got everybody back, just about. So just about the strongest side you can put on the field, or can put on the field all year, barring probably Corey Jensen, I think. So she's just about as good as it's going to get for you blokes. But as we look at it all, let's start with the Panthers. Nathan Cleary, Liam Martin, Isaiah Yeo, Casey McLean and Isaiah Papali'i are all back on deck. McLean's in the centres. Jack Cole's at the bench. And Jack Collar is out of the side with suspension. Papali'i and Martin straight back in the second row. Isaiah Yeo at lock. Lindsay Smith goes from lock up to prop. Sorensen, Phillips and Henry back to the bench. For you blokes, well, Reese's back. Karapani, wow, he's back. With training wheels on, no doubt. Ezra Mam is back. Adam Reynolds is back. Payne Haas, Pat Carrigan all return. Hayes Perham's back on the bench as Reece Walsh comes into fullback. Duffy is out of the side. Tell you what, talk about getting shafted. That is an absolute shafting. Ben Hunt drops back to the bench. He's the bloke that should just about be out. Xavier Willison, the reporter, the next $1 million man for Brisbane, just about. Moves back to lock. Moved from lock to prop. Varsamu and Preston Ricky drop back to the bench. All right, mate. Who are you tipping? Come on, spit it out.
Do I think are we capable of a boil over? Yes, we are.
That's a good side. That's a reasonable side that you
probably not. I am gonna tip Brisbane. I'm gonna tip them. But I can make a really good case for us not to win, and I can make a case for us to win. So I'm just hoping we win.
So this is a heart tip, you say, not a head tip.
This is a hard tip, going off the fact that
you hate the Clearys. You hate the Clearys.
I do hate the Clearys.
Yeah, this is all about hating the Clearys, this one. So you just can't bring yourself to tip Penrith. You just can't do it. All right, fair enough. I reckon Penrith. I just can't. Yeah, Penrith have been pretty irresistible most of the year, and you blokes have been. Although it's been better, you've certainly been much better. I don't think it'll be a walkover, but I still think Penrith will be too good in the end for that one. Sharkies and the Knights. This is a pretty fair game. This one side's battling it out for the top four. Newcastle certainly had a bit of a stutter last week. Will the stutter turn into a hiccup? We're about to find out. Sharkies, Fanua Blake returns. Kafusi's back on the bench. Nickera also returns. Billy Burns back to the bench. And young Beryl's the man out. For the Knights, Bradman Best is back. Fletcher Sharp goes to 5'8". Sanders Smith back to the bench. Seriously, they look so much better when he's in the side.
So they made a mistake by, I said, I think Fletcher Sharp's good anywhere, but him having to mark up on Okolatu, I thought was just stupid.
What'd you do there?
Absolutely stupid. No matter how good defensively he is, he could tackle him around the legs. He still falls 8 feet.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I'm gonna go the Sharks.
Yeah, the last 2 weeks,
Sharks.
That irresistible Knights attack, which is what's been so good, is not there at the moment.
And it is at Shark Park, so they tend to play better there.
I'll be Sharks too.
So the Knights. Look, everybody's particularly going to have they got a tougher run in, so we'll find a little bit more about the Knights, because as I say, the fact that by the very fact they did get the spoon last year, that means they don't play the top sides twice, anywhere near as often. So, which has given them a bit of a charm draw. So, but they've got a bit of a tougher run in. So we'll have to see how that sort of rolls out. The Roosters and Melbourne out there at Allianz. Sam Walker's back for the Roosters. Hugo Savala's moves from the half to the centres. Toya's back. The reserves. He's going to get a rest by the looks of it. Reece Robson's back. Connor Watson's on the bench. Nat Butcher's in the second row. Faketi back on the bench. De La Selva and Loelu both out for the Storm. Cameron Munster and Jerome Hughes a hamstring. Ooh, that's going to be a couple of weeks. You think if it's a hamstring. Tumalatu Brown is also bench. Moses Leo starts on the wing. Wishart and Talau, the new halves. Harry Grant back in the starting side. Keeley, fresh. His second game back there from the Finns. It's Joe. I think he's a good buy. He was their starting back rowers last year, so he did really well last year. So a bit of a surprise in the end. Hayden Watson is out. Satrick and Stanley Hewen, the new faces. Look, the old Storm, the Roosters did not know how to beat them. They could not beat them. Now they're going to face absolutely debilitated Storm, so I have to go the Roosters.
Not even Harry Grant can conjure up a win out of this, mate. And Harry Grant and Farlogo have to probably have 2 games of the year for them to win this. Roosters for me.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I agree. Saturday at that GIO Stadium, it's the Raiders and the Rabbits. So if the Raiders want any chance to play finals, they have to win this. Strange is back in the starting side. Dane Laurie's back on the bench. Hudson Young is back on deck. Mariota is back on the bench. Tamale replaces Kobe Black on the bench. For the Rabbits, Alex Johnson is back for the injured Dane Slasher Jennings. Cody Walker kicks everybody aside, and he's back in for Jaden Sullivan. And forward pack remains unchanged.
Side note, Kobe Black's absolutely lighting it up in reserve grade.
Yeah, so the talk was Ethan Sanders needed a big game. I tell you, it was very good. We didn't mention this. Is Owen Paddy was great for them last week. 2 40-20s and had an absolute bottler. But I'm going to go. I'm going to go the Bunnies.
I'm sorry, mate. We're going to avoid. I'm going with Sticky.
Okay, you think the Raiders' run is going to continue. Okay, I like it. I'll go with that. And the Warriors and the Dragons, the poor old Dragons. So we've just got to remember that dead set the Warriors have got the most hyphenated names in any NRL team. So that's a stupid stat. So we've got CNK has been axed to the reserves with DWZ coming in on the wing. Mitch Barnett is in the starting side with TSS dropping back to the bench. That's Tanner Stowers-Smith. Like, seriously, how do they give so many hyphenated names? Are they paying them more for a hyphenated name over there? Kurt Capewell's back in the second row. Lack Alasima's back on the bench. Metcalf and Lalini are out of the side for the Dragoons. Moses Suli has replaced Emro Gula on the bench. Holmes in the centres. Tyrell Sloan potentially is in. Well, seriously, is this even a conversation? No, you're not going to talk. You're going to sit there with a stupid look on your face.
I'm looking at the stats here. Mate, Warriors comfortably.
By plenty. 12 plus.
Can't Pereira to score.
Lots. To score, lots. We've got the Doggies and the West Tigers, so one of the Western Cups. As you call it, Who Cares Cup, this particular one.
It is the old Who Cares Cup.
Look, I find this will be amazing if Stephen Crichton plays. The way he left the field last week.
With the neck impingement and all that sort of jazz.
It'd be an absolute miracle, and they'll have rocks in their head if he plays. Stephen Crichton is a chance of playing, potentially. Tuala comes into the centres for Bronson Cherry. Sean O'Sullivan will line up at 5'8" with Crichton out of the side. Probably they're going to look better with Crichton and Galvin in the halves, I think, anyway. Barley Howard's been named to start. Straight swap for Kurt Mann.
You mean Sean O'Sullivan and Sean O'Sullivan in the halves?
What did I say?
Stephen Crichton.
Look better. Sean O'Sullivan and Galvin will look better than Stephen Crichton in the halves. Yeah, will look better. Barley Howard's out. Let's see, Jacob Preston. Sorry, Barley Howard's been named to start. He can't make his mind up with Barley Howard. Alakasima Jane, Lipoi Hippoi hasn't been named. Montoya and Gordon Chan Tong come onto the bench for the Tigers. Lanya's been replaced by Haywood in a straight swap. Pollo's been named to start at prop. He was good for them last week. With Bunny Afoa, the dope, out suspended. Sukar's off the bench. Lalili and Ethan Roberts are the new faces. Coruscant is a chance and named on. How can he be any chance? He's got a strained pec. Like, seriously, either they're lying about the injury in the first place, or he's no chance of playing.
No chance
at all. So don't, Benji, you're not smart enough to play Ducks and Dragons. Been doing this anywhere near long enough yet. For the Titans, just one change. Lachlan Ilias replaces Jalen Groot. For the Sea Eagles, Travojevic is out with concussion. I don't know if he ran into I think it might have been Friendly Fire or Jason Chalmalolo, one of the two. Ethan Bullimore starts in the second row on the bench. Jacob Sherab and Blake Wilson are in.
He's got a dicky shoulder too. Bullimore, you swear he was gone.
Corey Waddell is out. Mate, I think this will be closer than what you think, but it is at home for them. I'm going to have to go with the Sea Eagles.
Great. Same.
The Finns and the Cows finishes off. For the Dolphins, Hammer's back. Bostock's back. He's named to come back. He's got to get through all the protocols because apparently it's 11 sleeps you have to have with those with the HIO protocols. And Cobbo is back. Avarillo misses out with a rib complaint. Troy Fuller, he's back on the reserves. Nafaho on the bench. Max Plath has been named despite her ankle. That'll be interesting if he plays. And Brian Punu is off the bench for the Cows. Tommy McCarley in a blow, the poor bugger. Delayed concussion is out. Griffin Neem comes in. John Bateman with a hamstring is out. Caden Lars and Kai O'Donnell come in. Tom Dearden is a reserve, and May, who knows what Payton's doing with him. But good news to see Caden Lars, and I even heard Todd Payton say they are desperately now trying to re-sign Caden Lars. I just don't think Caden's feeling the love from Todd, and that could be an issue. I am going to go, if Tommy Dearden plays, go with the Cowboys.
Cowboys for me too, mate. I agree.
If they put the same defensive output that they showed in the last 15 or 20 minutes against Manly, they certainly can win. They certainly can win that game. All right, mate. Tipping, bring it up. Bring it up.
Jesus, mate. We've had a very lackluster year. The old tipsters we are struggling in a big hole.
Just horrible, absolutely horrible.
Okay, we are up top. Overall leader. Kiwi Glenn, he's crawled back a point. It's 101, but Dolphins 508 still out in front. Bobby Rain at 100. Oh, mate, we got 4 within 2 points. That's the top 4 at the moment. Lynch Mark, Bobby Rain, Kiwi Glenn, and Dolphins 508.
Now they've all used their jokers, haven't they?
Yeah, but JP92, who's not me, and
I'd be taking that as you if I were you. I'd be saying it's you. Because
he is sitting 5 points adrift with a joker in hand.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, I'm used to. I'm hopeless. So I am hopeless. As long as I beat you, I don't care.
If you get a perfect round,
and use the joker
and use your joker,
okay.
And they get 4 or 5. If they get, say, 5, perfect round. Okay, say you get 20 points for double. You will move into the top 5.
Because that's easy to do, huh? And I'll be behind by 5. Okay. Well, because tipping a perfect round has been so easy. I've done it so often in the last 4 years. I think I've done it once in the last 4 years. So, yeah, that won't be happening. But anyway, there's light, there's hope. Oh, well, we got hope, we got a chance. All right, mate, let's move along to Supercoach. Now things have started to settle down. We get the sides tucked in nicely, mate. Anybody at the moment we need to? Let's start off with who's got to go.
I made a couple of changes. I brought Ponga in for captain, who scored all right with, especially these two late young tries. Dylan Lucas misfired badly for me. Marzu, I think I don't know how he's going to go with that glute.
I think he's unlikely.
So, which is going to sting with the points too for me. I'm holding firm with a few. I'm making no trades at all this week. I'm only in contention really in one comp, so it's literally going to be all focused on that. So I'm going to be making no.
All right. And what's happening around the place with injuries and the like? Is there any at the moment that we have to has to go? Any player that dead set?
You got Munster. If you got Munster, he'd be a goer. Jerome Hughes would be a gone. You have to get rid of those two.
Yeah, no, I don't have either. I don't have either of those.
They're the only sort of long termers we've got floating around at the moment.
Okay.
In that 6, Cody Walker, it'd have to be questionable, but you'd probably lean on still keeping him at the Bunnies at the moment.
Yeah. Okay.
As he's the best, is your best alternative 5/8 option. Jaden Campbell, you can get him at 6. So he's someone who's certainly, if you're looking to get rid of Cody Walker for Jaden Campbell, but David Fafita's looking like he's he's finding a bit of form in the back row. So if you're looking to replace, like I made,
I'm getting pretty stacked in my back row, I've got to say. Yeah, so I've got Duncan, I've got Clark, I've got Finney Fuiaki, I've got Couchman, I've got Fafita, and I've got Lukey. And they're all scoring about the same points. So It's just a matter of I'm going to have a good look and see who they're playing and who's going to score the best. So I am pretty well stacked in that position. Even my front row now is starting to, he's looking much tidier. So it's just essentially now I'm not really happy with is my reserve halfback and
it's pretty much doesn't have to be reserve halfback. As long as if one of your halves can do it is a duel, then you're all right.
Yeah, I got Cleary is one, so
you got a lot there. It's more your 5'8". That's you don't need a backup. If you got Cleary there, you're fine now.
So we'll have to wait and see how she all evolves. All right, mate. We've been waiting. You've had one win this year. Can you somehow conjure up another win for those poor punters out there?
No, I didn't. I've got Roosters to win. With Marky Mark, who missed out on a try last week to score a try. And
he missed out on a try. He missed out on a try. Oh my god! But he's the greatest winger that's ever played.
And and Warriors to win 13+ with Cam Pereira.
Oh, okay. It's not. Oh, it's actually pretty reasonable. Yeah, it's actually pretty reasonable. Pretty reasonable. All right. Okay. Well, that's the end of another fantastic show. I was great. You were depressing. But what do you do? What dead set do you do? Good night from him.
Good night from him.
Remember, it's hard to be humble when you come from Queensland.
Queensland.
All right, beautiful. All right, mate.